Hi, this is James Robertson with Syncom Systems. I'd like to go through a full lifecycle demonstration of web velocity this morning. I'm going to build a simple application, a hello world kind of thing. Then I'm going to publish that into a repository. Then I'm going to quit web velocity, start it again and load the application. Then I'm going to publish that out for deployment purposes and again restart web velocity and show you how it comes in. So let's start from the top. I'm going to create a new application and we'll call this my hello world, since I already have a hello world in the repository. And we're not going to make this a database application, so we'll just go ahead with that. And over here under overview, I will pick new web component and we'll call this my hello, register it as an application. And now when that comes back, we'll go over to the source code pane, select rendering. Now, it turns out we'll already have a render content on, but I want to replace that with something simple like HTML text hello from web velocity, assuming I could spell it. I'll hit Control S. There it is. We'll now go to entry points and make sure that it works. There it is. We'll try it out, and sure enough it comes up. So that's pretty much the long and short of getting this simple application built. Let's go to the top level again, and you'll notice that the application is bolded, and that means it has not been published yet. So let's go ahead and after putting the mouse over it, we'll right click, select Publish, and that'll give us a little dialog box. We'll leave it at version 1. We could change the blessing level, but we'll just leave that alone for now. My great comment. Presumably you'd have something intelligent to say here. So I'll hit OK. The hourglass will pop up for a moment, and there it goes. You now look over here in the repository I have it versioned. Over here, this is no longer bold. That means it's published. So let's go ahead and iconify this for just a minute. We'll come over here to the server, and we'll exit it. And it gives me a little bit of a notice that the server is going to quit without saving. I'm just going to go ahead and ignore that. Now let's start the base image up again. There it is. We'll go out to this third tab that opened up. Notice I've got this in the repository. No applications installed because I didn't save the image. So let's go ahead and install it. So we'll click on it. I can examine all the versions. Turns out there's only one. But if I click on it, I get the hourglass for a moment, and the application is actually loading into my image. And there it is, not bolded because it has been versioned and it's linked to the repository. I can select that application, go to entry points, and there it is, it's running. Now if I go back over here and I go to the top level, I can again right click on my hello world. One of the options is deploy. So let's try that. It tells me that it's been deployed out to a directory called autoload. So I'll hit OK on that. We'll push the browser aside for a moment. And let's go over here into the terminal and we'll take a look at the autoload directory. And there I have a parcel in it. The .pcl is the actual binary, the .psd is the source. We don't really need to worry too much about that. So let's quit this image again without saving it. And now we'll start it up from scratch again. And with the parcel in the autoload directory, watch what happens. It loaded it up. Now you notice it's bolded. That's because it loaded it from disk, not from the repository. So right now it doesn't know that it's linked to that repository version. But in fact, this is how you would run a deployed application. You would just start your deployed server with all the Apache rules put in place and the server set into a deployed state, which I'll cover in a future screencast. And then you would just have it fire up, autoload, and go to the initial page. So that's pretty much it for a basic introduction to the basic life cycle of web velocity development. Build an application, store it into your source code repository, load it back from the source code repository for further work, and then deploy it out to disk. So that's pretty much it. Notice it's not terribly complex. It's a very easy system to work with. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you come back for the next one of these screencasts we'll do.